Hi, everybody. I'm going to talk today a little bit about the case study for supervision and evaluation class for Fort Hays State University. So I guess the first thing that I got thinking about when I was reading this case study was, did the teacher think she was being supervised or evaluated? And that's an interesting question to me, because if this were an evaluation, it's here's what you did and you were right or you were wrong. And if you are being supervised, you're going to be getting some ideas for professional development and what you could be doing better. So I'm wondering if the principal and the teacher had two different ideas about what was happening with the evaluation. The first couple questions were dealing with our standard for evaluating and developing implementing system of support. So providing meaningful, actionable development and figuring out what sources of data can be used to provide the feedback. So he said he kept seeing low engagement and her management was poor, and she used low-level questions and lots of memorizations, and the kids were not motivated. But nothing in the form that we saw said that he was giving her any feedback about what to do about that. So some ideas for me before we got to the end of the term would be, giving her some of the John Hattie effect sizes of, knowing your subject matter only has a 0.1 effect size. And if we need a 0.4 to get 1 year's worth of growth, knowing your stuff is not going to get it done. Giving her some professional development on what is a classroom discussion versus what is lecture. Some ideas for cooperative learning, engagement, and motivation would all be big things that I would want to be providing information for. Knowing what kind of data can be used for feedback. We have the formal and informal. We have formal evaluation and then walkthroughs that are happening. I know that the formal observations are what we use for evaluation, but those walkthrough tools, man, that gives us such an amazing platform for giving professional development and actionable feedback of what we can be doing better in classroom, what I saw and I liked, but here are some things you could work on. When we look at the next set of questions, what are the rules for formal and informal assessments? What can we do? I know there's a lot of legislation from the unions about formal and informal assessments for teacher evaluation. I know that we cannot use our walkthrough data as part of our evaluation process, but it would be fantastic for supervision and giving suggestions for development. This is, part of our standard for developing and implementing systems of support. We can't just let those who are floundering continue to flounder without providing something for them. The sources of evaluation, we've got walkthrough data, we've got our KEEP evaluations. We've got pre-conference and post-conference. Another idea that I think is just really interesting, especially for our new teachers, and if we have mentoring in place, some of the ideas for micro-teaching. For John Hattie, that micro-teaching has such a high effect size. It's up around 0.8 or 0.9, I think, and that's videotaping yourself and evaluating yourself. So maybe putting those systems in place and asking her what she sees versus just reporting out what you see. Let's see, what are some other sources of teacher evaluation? I think another really big thing that we need to be aware of is how teachers are acting with their colleagues. Are they part of a team? Do they lead? Are they willing to seek help and support? Will they listen to their mentor? Will they work with their mentor? Will they take suggestions? And providing scaffolding, not just for our students, but for our staff too, finding our leaders and